Being a competitive game, customization in CSGO is a dangerous thing. It's not as bad as in some games where you can spend money on statistically better equipment. That's pay to win, pure and simple. But even Counter-Strike's cosmetic items can change the balance, one way or another. Everybody seems okay with the gun skins. They still do the same damage and fire at the same speed. It's just that one looks like a gun and the other looks like Pick and Mix, or a wall from Tron, or a million laughing demonic faces. They cost money, but won't make you play any better. Or will they? What if a scout skin looks like an AWP, tricking an enemy into mistakenly picking it up at the end of the round? What if the custom skin is used for camouflage in certain spots on certain levels? It doesn't seem like the community has a problem with this. In fact, we idolise the brightest and flashiest looking weapons, even though they're more likely to give away our position than a lowly desert camo one would. As you probably already know, when Operation Shattered Web shipped last week, it came with custom player models. This is the same concept as a custom weapon skin, but also different for a number of reasons. For a start, it's bigger. It changes your whole player model. It's no longer just a tiny bit of what you look like. It is what you look like. As the target that enemies spend all game trying to locate and shoot at, your appearance is important. Suddenly, all the players on the team have gone from looking similar to potentially all looking completely different from one another. Or maybe they'll all choose the exact same skin, which teams used to deliberately do in older games because then enemies wouldn't know how many different characters were poking out from cover one after another, provided they deliberately poked out one at a time. Also, unlike the weapon skins, these player models aren't just a texture change. They also use different models, and thus have different outlines. Even if care is taken, this is inevitably going to happen to some extent. But it's something they deliberately avoided doing with the custom weapon skins because they wanted to keep readability high, so it does seem strange that while they deliberately avoided it with the weapons, they're okay doing it with the character models. But because they're different shapes from one another, some player models will be concealed in spots where others won't be. Thanks to their weird sticky outbits, some could unfairly give their positions away. Zul posted a fantastic video where he compared the size and shape of all of the models against one of the default skins. Just so you know, their hitboxes are identical. It's not like choosing a skinny character will make shots miss that would have hit a fatter character. But while hitboxes are the same for all of them, visually, some are definitely more compact than others. And last and most importantly, some models are a lot better camouflaged than others. Here are some examples where a custom skin has given a player an advantage over using the standard player models. This Reddit post shows several examples where they're next to invisible when stood in certain spots on cache. Even though the player stats are the same, surely this could still count as pay to win. The way the community has reacted, it's clear they're not happy with it. Videos have been shared showing players dying to enemies that they can't see, just because they had been wearing these custom skins. ESEA has just announced that they're banning custom skins from play. This isn't a problem that's just going to go away. Valve will need to do a lot more than just to brighten parts of their maps to fix this, which is what they tried in an update at the end of last week. Plus, how long is this going to go on for if they have to manually change bits of their levels every time bad visibility is reported somewhere? It will take years, and many games will be ruined along the way. I get the feeling that these map changes were done just as a temporary measure to show that Valve were acknowledging the issue, and maybe to see if these sorts of changes would be enough to satisfy the community. But I don't think it is. Plus, the problem isn't just with Valve-made maps. Every map for the game will need to be thoroughly tested with dozens of different coloured models in all possible locations. It just isn't feasible, nor should it be expected of map makers who have to do this simply because Valve rolled out some custom models. So what should Valve do next? They could admit defeat and remove custom skins completely, but I seriously doubt this will happen. Trying to do away with stuff of monetary value is a bit like trying to put the lid back on Pandora's box. And it's not how they've dealt with things in the past. When the house skin was shown to be plagiarised, Valve didn't just remove it. They changed it and gave it a special category so as not to punish the players who had already bought it. In fact, it ended up rewarding them, sending the value of the skin to the moon. So I think with these custom skins, there's got to be a compromise. There have been suggestions that you should only be able to see the custom skins on your own team, or that there should be an option to disable them completely for the players who care. Maybe more tournaments will start requiring players to use default skins. I still don't know how good any of these options are though. Being able to force them off defeats the purpose of custom models in the first place and will limit their popularity and value, which are two things Valve will consider important. Plus, why go to all that effort to get a rare skin to make your friends jealous when they can just toggle it off with a flick of a switch? Also, it seems a shame to remove a feature that comes with its own perks. It will be rewarding for fans of the competitive scene to be able to identify which player they're looking at simply from the skin that they're using. Next up, they should scan in the faces of pro players to make it more personal when Rain sneaks up on Stewie. Or whatever. I hope Valve will come up with a cleverer solution than just to disable the skins or to manually update specific areas on their maps whenever someone is unfairly killed there. Maybe they'll change the colours of the problem skins. Or maybe they'll add an optional feature to add an outline to players, to make the characters glow, or, my personal favourite, to give them higher contrast lighting than their surroundings in some way. That to me sounds like a more Valve-esque solution, since it would improve visibility on all skins to a higher level than ever before in the history of CSGO, ensuring that custom skins would only serve the cosmetic purpose that they were intended for in the first place. But until then, it's clear that custom player models give you an advantage in certain spots on certain maps. Judging by how much commotion this has caused, it shouldn't be long before something else is done about it. Valve, please fix. And add a colorblind mode while you're at it. Also, check out Zul's player model comparison video here. Thanks to him for doing the hard work, so I don't have to.